That's right. It's another late night, which means it's time for another exciting reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag. And tonight we're pulling out. Oh boy, there's some give on this. There's some tug on this one. It feels like I'm tugging on. Oh God, what am I tugging on here? Oh my lordy! It's the evolution of beard. Tiki, Tiki, where are you?
I'm right here, Dragon. What's up?
Not only are we talking about the evolution of beard, but look who's on the cover of this sketch. It's Sagar. Do you have any earthly idea what this means?
Dragon, I think we've come to the point where we've gotten the written and directed by episode. It's not just the Saga of Saagar. It's the finale, Dragon. It's the finale.
The utter apex.
Oh man, that could have been done better on my end. I apologize. Okay, but yes, Dragon, yes, it is the finale to the Saga of Saagar. And my God, folks, I just want to take a minute. Just let's appreciate just this awesome beard we have in front of us in all its glory.
Just Giggled sketch number 45.
Oh, yes. And of course, like I said, this episode stars Saagar. It was written by Saagar, and it was directed by Saagar. Do you know what that means, Dragon?
What does that mean?
It means he had 1 foot on the dock and 1 foot on a rocky boat. In other words...
In other words, he's wearing many hats.
He's a man of many hats.
He's the star, the director, and the writer, but let's make note, though, he didn't edit the piece.
No, yeah, of course. That's still your boy Joshua Thomas, for sure.
Yep. Of course, with Joshua Thomas editing this, we should also mention Joshua Thomas very recently. He's been a busy lad, that he has. I mean, not only is he doing the Lord's work and then the eyes of the Batman, one could say, he's also been taking a little side trip to Hollywood. Man, he's been on All Rise, folks. Check out episode 3 of All Rise. The show is kind of hitting it's really gonna hitting the airwaves these days. It's a great new show. So far, so good. I'm really digging it. Of course, Netflix, a lot of the Netflix stars have kind of found refuge in a lot of the TV shows of late. And All Rise features 3 Netflix stars, 2 Marvel Netflix stars, and the guy from The Travelers.
Oh God!
But importantly, Joshua Thomas, he has a small but kind of important role. As Kevin Smith would phrase it, in a procedural show, you have the guy who leads you to the guy that is either the suspect or someone very key in getting there. So he's very much key in getting where we need to go for the episode. So seriously, Joshua Thomas, it's a little role, but an important one. And he plays off of somebody very awesome. But again, I won't tell you who. You got to watch that for yourself.
Okay.
But, Joshua Thomas, he has enough of our attention. You know what? We've hit the maximum of Joshua Thomas attention for tonight. We got to talk about Saagar.
Yes, we do, Dragon. We've got to round out the saga, my friend. We've got to round out the saga, and might I say, this is one that I've been really looking forward to this. In terms of like my background on this one, Dragon, I gotta say, I'm pretty sure this is one of those sketches that I saw. It was much like the Disney Princess Therapy sketch, where I saw this just floating around YouTube before I even knew what Just Giggle It really was. I swear to God, Dragon.
I believe it, because this one, one just has like a tremendously great image on the front of it, too.
It has a very, very good thumbnail, yes.
It does. But yeah, it is very eye-catching, and of course, if you watch the sketch, they're very. It definitely is one you're gonna go back to for sure.
Dragon, I'm gonna go ahead and cite Chappelle's Show on this, especially in the 2005 segment, my friend. The 2005 segment very much is Dave Chappelle's sketch comedy brand of like kind of calling out the ridiculousness of racism. So, yeah, I definitely get a lot of vibes of, like, Chappelle's Show in particular and how they would edit and, format their sketches. So Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but I was you continue your points. More important.
Okay. So before we get to that, though, Dragon, we just have a little announcement to make. Just a little announcement. So the good folks at Just Giggle It, on top of giving it Robotstitute, which looks awesome, Dragon, that trailer.
It's going to hit the film festival circuit. I believe will be hitting us around November, if I
in
remember
November,
correctly,
yes.
which is great. So hey, I've been looking forward to. I don't know, it's just Piper Henson as kind of a, as it was as essentially as a robot. It's just kind of a cool idea to me, man. I love it's like kind of the old kind of fembot sci-fi sort of robot. Just like we use rapper and he's rapper in silver, pretty much. It's like
Okay, the vibe that I got off this trailer is that it basically is a silly version of Ex Machina.
bit of Ex Machina, maybe a dash of weird science, but definitely an Ex Machina vibe for sure. Yeah.
And I just want to see what that epic Joshua Thomas scream is a build up to, Dragon.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just. Plus, I believe Piper Henson. I believe I forget if she co-directed this, or I know she directed this. I forget if she was like co-directed with somebody else or not. Point being, Piper Henson, she very much is kind of like her. Definitely a very Piper Henson-driven creative venture here, which is very interesting. So I'm very, of course, last time she directed something, I know she's directed a couple things, but I always cite Mad Men parody because I love the way she directed that so much. So I'm very very excited to see where Robotstitute goes. It's very exciting.
So I wanted to cite Robotstitute just because that trailer looks great.
It does.
But more importantly, Dragon, something imminent is on the horizon. We did it, folks. Through our combined efforts, we didn't quite reach 1 million views, but you know what? I feel like what we did do is we showed the good folks at Just Giggle It collectively that we want more, and we're coming together, and we're big fans of this thing, and there is a fandom for it. And that's Harley Quinn and the Joker versus the real world. It's coming back, folks. It's coming back. We don't have an exact date yet, but it's imminent. The word they keep using is imminent. They're being really cryptic. They're saying, turn on your notifications, binge episodes 1 through 5. It's happening, Dragon. It's happening.
That it is. Folks, we live in very exciting times. That we do. It's, oh my goodness. Folks, for a change, you're not going to hear us go on and on about. If you haven't seen episode 5, watch it now. For a change, because one, you should be watching it, but now we're going to be a lot more casual about it. Because, folks, we did it. We did it. Not we specifically, but collectively, the fan base. We spoke up. We've watched the episodes. We spread the word. We've done everything we possibly can. And good news, episode 6 is imminently going to entertain us all and blow us all away.
And Dragon, I gotta say, the hype for this thing is big, and I'm really expecting the numbers on it to be to kind of blow wide open, especially considering the Joker of it all.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure, of course, with the release of the movie, again, folks, we live in the era of the age of proto Jokers, but sometimes we need something genuine, we need something actualized, I just want I want classic Coke Joker, that's kind of what we're getting here with.
It is classic Coke Joker. That's a great way to put it.
It's kind of classic Coke or kind of the foreign Dunkin' Donut or a Tasty Cake in the California area, one might say. We need the beloved, we need the beloved treat that we know the American classic, the indestructible.
The In-N-Out.
Yes, the In-N-Out, the indestructible Twinkie, if you will. We need the indestructible Twinkie that is the 79 years in running
the
Joker.
Sonic Blizzard.
Yes, point is we need the classic done right, but also let's just jazz it up by putting it in a position we have never seen it before. Joker and Harley going to Hollywood of all places, Hollywood, and it's not just like a one-off. Like, okay, it's a cute little idea, Joker and Harley looking for a roommate. It's a lot more deep than that. So, folks, definitely watch episodes 1 through 5 to get ready, man, because it's happening soon. It's happening imminently.
And Dragon, what are we doing to prepare for it?
Well, the only thing we possibly can do, talk about it. So what we're going to do is we are going to kind of give an overview of episodes 1 through 5 because we've already broken it down 8 ways this Sunday. But we've had some time. We've had time to digest and prepare for more. Of course, post Joker and just in general. I always got the bat on the brain, kind of the Batman universe on the brain, as it were. So I'm always up for talking the Clown Prince of Crime. But you know what? A Clown Prince of Crime, unlike a lot of Clown Prince of Crimes we have right now in Just Giggle production, that is Harley Quinn the Joker versus the real world. Watch it now. Not as much pressure to get to episode 5 because it's happening soon. But you know what, folks? Treat yourself. Episode 5 is the best out of the bunch. We're going to see if that still holds water once we re-examine it from start to finish Just going to give a nice little overview of things. And we're going to do that, ideally, unless Jessica blows out of the water. We said imminent. You underestimated what imminent meant.
Oh God!
Now pay the price for it. Ideally, we're going to be getting that out to you tomorrow. So your fingers crossed, we'll get it before the episode happens. But I mean, hey, if episode 6 happens tomorrow, we'll be happy. We'll be watching it very eagerly. But still, it's like, oh man, we missed the boat on it. So fingers crossed. Point being, we very much we're in the same boat as you.
I mean, the thing is, we physically can't do it tonight, Dragon, because I haven't rewatched those episodes. Like, don't get me wrong, I do rewatch those episodes quite a bit, but if we were to do it, I'd like to give like a proper day of watch just to get it as fresh in my head as we can. So, it's not really possible to do it tonight. So tomorrow's our best bet on it.
Point being, tomorrow we're going to try to do our part of kind of the Harley and Joker train, keep it moving by kind of hyping it up the way we can by really taking another pass at it, taking another look at it, just kind of appreciating the grand whole as Harley Quinn the Joker versus the real world, kind of this, and all the places it's gone, and just kind of now it has legacy. Now there's all of this, like look at the little show that could. It just kept getting episode after episode, and people just wanted more of it. They're salivating over it. It's created this huge monolithic following. Something to appreciate. That's what we're gonna do tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right.
Anywho.
Okay, so yeah, back to the beard, Dragon. Back to the beard.
I've been laying out a narrative for Saagar here, and of course, evolution of beard is key. And folks, from this point forward, this part, we literally talk about facial hair for the duration of the video. So that you're gonna think, oh, they're finally done with the Harley and Joker plug and all that stuff, man. Well, yes, but now we're going to talk about facial hair for the rest of the duration. So, Anywho, so of course I'm laying out the narrative of Saagar here, which is kind of what the Saga of Saagar is all about. It's evolution of beard definitely has a personal connect to Saagar because that beard, in essence, saved the man's career. It really did. Because as we've kind of talked about at the very start of things, Saagar, very very definitive element of kind of Saagar at the actors. He very much turned down generic, kind of like typecasting, terrorist roles. With the lack of beard, it's just very much like, oh yeah, this guy. Oh well, we need a role for him. Okay, well, basically, what's kind of the go-to role? It's kind of like the bread on the table role for the LA actor, as it were. Well, if I guess if you're in Saagar's shoes, well, terrorist, and that's not right. And he kind of turned that down. Again, really kind of sticking with the integrity of things here. I don't want to be put into this little box by the industry, man. I'm going to make it on my own terms. And in essence, he kind of fate intervened, and he found Just Giggle, and he was kind of able to kind of slowly but surely got more into it, and he got to be kind of more pivotal things. I like to equate Saagar as the glue of the JGI sketch. In a sense, he's very much kind of the element that kind of really sticks everything together, really kind of like allows it all to kind of be the perfectly constructed sketches that we do get.
I mean, he's a man of few words, but he's a man of great reactions, and he's the perfect straight man of Just Giggle It.
Absolutely. Like if Poncio's the ball, or your other part of your other side of the sketch is the ball, he's the paddle man. He's very key. Like that, nothing happens without the paddle man. He's the straight man. He's super key in all these events.
And of course, to paraphrase Barry Dragon, he's a very generous scene partner.
Absolutely, and of course, this is one of the things you can say about many of the JGI players, but Saagar especially, a very generous scene partner. Now, so of course, the beard comes into play. And we literally have seen the evolution of the beard unfold before our eyes. We saw the fresh-faced boy who was like denied the opportunities of Hollywood and given his start just kind of casually. Oh yeah, so my roommate Josh here. I'll just participate in a few of these sketches because he asked, and well, I like acting. Let's do a little bit of that. He says, oh man, I'm really getting into this. And over time, the man he grows the thinker's beard. He grows the goatee, as it were, like the beard in training. The student of beardom, if you will.
Oh, God.
And then, of course, this kind of ferments, and after crickets, kind of as the struggling, I believe it was after crickets that he outgrew the goatee, and that led us to another day in just another day in Muslim America, where again the beard is crafted, but also has a bit of a statement. It's kind of like typecast no more, and the real life parable to that is the beard became a symbol for Saagar, where Saagar very
absolutely.
directly he was spotted. He was memorable. Of course, you want something memorable about you when you do an audition where you go out for a role. And that beard, man, it's a large portion of his face. I know it's just a literal description. But I know it's a literal
Yes, it is,
description.
Dragon.
I know it's a description. It's a literal description there. But seriously, go with me here. It's like this is like again, it's like an iconic face, man. It's like look at that beard, man. Look at the actor, and he can act too. Oh my god, because you kind of bridge beyond an extra with a beard like that. You know, it's like not only do we have a beard, we have someone with substance who can really deliver something, but also kind of be memorable in the people's eyes, which is absolutely everything you want in your entertainment, so to speak, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So basically, I love that he's kind of developed. Basically, his inner strength has kind of kind of physicalized has physicalized itself in a beard. So it's manifested itself in a beard. One could say.
And this sketch just proverbially breaks down said beard.
Yeah, and the sketch very much is kind of about the recontextualization of like how we over time is kind of the greatest assist to actors, especially like especially like character actors too. You look at the old character actors, and they will be in a position where like they be a leading man. Well, that changes with our definition of Hollywood. James Gandolfini never in a million years would have been a leading man until The Sopranos came along.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like time changes our standards many a time, and I feel that's kind of the very key in the Saga of Saagar, one could say. All right.
Okay, so without further ado, it's time to break it down.
All right.
We start in the glorious year of 1995.
1995.
Good year, Dragon.
Good year. Oh, I love this year so much. This year gives us Toy Story, man.
Of course.
Beautiful year. Just absolutely, it's a gorgeous, warm visit of a year. It is. Anyway. So we start off. A party's going on, man. So we got a party going on. We have a lot of the JGI players here, including Ross Copeland. So Ross Copeland, he's on a corded phone. I love how we're basically what we're doing here. The structure of our sketch as a whole. You're basically checking in with 3 different time periods, and it's kind of the old rule of 3 of comedy, if you will. And I love how we have to stress the time period for each of these little check-in points, and we're doing it very visually, very wonderfully, and as well as with the dialogue. It's kind of our performers really kind of really know what they're doing here. Where Ross Copland's on a corded phone. They're all wearing very 90s-esque fashion choices, and there's of course there are girls here. Come over. Then Sagar enters, and of course, we have the music playing. Sorry, let me rephrase that. So Sagar enters, wearing a hat and everything, and then the music just stops dead, and music begins. The new music begins the come on. D. What is that music?
Oh God, I don't remember exactly what the sound is, but what the song is, but it's basically something akin to like, I need some change. I'm broke.
I have
basically.
nothing. It's either way. I think it's the Whitney.
Oh yeah, I have nothing. Right.
If it's the Whitney Houston song or not, but it's I have nothing. Nothing.
And of course, Just Giggle It is very well known for taking song samples and incorporating them in a comedic way. It very much reminds me of Pretty Flowers.
I gotta tell you, man, this might be the finest inclusion of music in any JGI sketch I've seen.
I think so. I can't refute that.
All these choices are perfect. They're very indicative of the era, but they also complement the scene just flawlessly. So basically, the gag, the running setup, more so is that. So we have so Sagar enters, very much looking like himself. Maybe a little bit of a fashion change here and there. The point being, Sagar enters, kind of beard Legrante, if you will. So we see the gangs, kind of the party goers' POV of the beard, and we do this all through inner monologue. And I love the inner monologue device. It's very early Seinfeld, and they were playing with that sort of thing. It really landed where you can do like a lot of like great inner monologue comedy here. So what they see is homeless Sagar with a sign that says "Anything helps" as we play. I have nothing. So inner monologue, we go to a bunch of our kind of our old favorites here, like we go to Jesse McBride, man.
Oh God.
So McBride's saying something like, he looks like something you'd avoid outside of a grocery store.
Poncio's just like, I bet he smells like oatmeal and old people.
I believe Emily Alpine, I believe her name is. She says he looks thirsty.
God, that might be my favorite one.
What was your read on looks thirsty? I think she's saying he's a wino or something with that. What did you take it as? Just looks thirsty.
I don't know. I just took it as like a random funny observation. I didn't take it as a wino.
Well, you know what? I forget if I'm trying to think. Like, did he have like a? Was he holding a cup during this scene?
Oh, let me
Like a
see.
mug or like a thermos, like a big. 'Cause if he is, I think it's like I forget the alcoholism thing. I think it's more like literally you're thinking like, oh man, it looks thirsty. He's holding this cup. I'm pretty sure he's holding the cup.
Hold on, hold on. Going back and checking. If it'll load for me, I don't know. I don't want dead air, so I'll let you know.
Regardless, I think it's regardless. I think he's. I'm pretty sure he's holding like a giant, like one of those giant metal cups. You put like iced tea or something out, like one of those giant. Anyway, giant mugs. Anyways, the point is we get like a lot of Wall. Of course, Wall is just kind of the background. They're all overlapping each other, basically.
The background dialogue is done really, really well. That's one of my favorite parts.
And we have like I think Joshua Thomas being the most vocal of the group here, saying, we don't have any
We
change.
don't have change.
Oh god! So again,
Okay, just to clarify, he's not holding anything when he walks in, but in the fantasy, what they're seeing, he is holding a thermos.
Knew it.
Yeah.
Yes, see, that's why.
So the real Sagar isn't holding.
Well,
anything,
I know the real Saga is, and I'm talking about the fantasy Saga. The point
yeah,
of the
fantasy Sagar is yes.
That's why I'm at. Anyway. But yes, so importantly though, we're really seeing perspectives here again. It's kind of like we're seeing the unseemly, like the parts of humanity we don't want to acknowledge. But of course, many a time when people are seen or put a charitable position, it's not going to be great. People are very judgmental. That's kind of the message of the sketch. People are very judgmental. They are.
But Dragon, that is like the Chappelle beauty of it, man. That's exactly the type of humor that Dave Chappelle thrives in.
Absolutely. So Sagar, he's kind of has no idea what's going on here. She's basically, I remember, it's all silent in this room right. The music stopped, the whole party stopped. They're all just standing there looking at him. He's not hearing any of the inner monologue, which is just great.
Right.
So he's like, what are they looking at?
What are they looking at?
And again, the most effective use of Sagar the man doesn't even need to really say a word. He doesn't need to
speak. Yes.
Like, honestly, it's communicate with his face, just that line already. But now we're giving him his own inner monologues. We're matching the room. But honestly, again, Sagar, it's the use of Sagar. Sagar is the straight man in the situation. Sagar is the static character.
He is like the one person in the situation that doesn't look like a total moron.
Precisely. And then we get to 2005, where things get really. Of course,
all right, get ready, folks. Things are about to get political.
This is where we get into the JGI kind of like ripping the knob off idea here.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we did like we've had the realistic satire flashback with 1995. We're okay. We're the homelessness issue and just people judging by beards. Kind of basically the 90s homelessness thing was more about like kind of the hippie beard of the 60s. That's kind of the equivalent we have there. Like if it were the 60s, oh, he's a hippie, he has a big old beard, man. It ain't Christmas. Shave.
Right.
That sort of thing. Oh, God. Anyway, we get to 2005. So this is so somehow this is just a crazy thing we look at now.
It's just like the same group of people, just like haven't aged at all.
No, tell me this. Isn't it just trippy how 2005 seems more outdated than the 90s?
I honestly think that, yeah, when you look back on it, 2005 just in general does feel a little dated.
It just kind of is. It's so bizarre. And it's not just this sketch, just many times when you go back to 2005, it seems more dated because even we were reveling in the infancy of things. Internet's a thing now.
I mean, I love like 2007, 2008. Like, I have fond memories of those years in terms of cinema and pop culture. But yeah, 2005 is a little bit of a weird in between there.
Yeah, especially like the early, again, kind of your 2001.
That's what I'm saying. Like the early 2000s up until about 2006. Then from around 2006 onwards, we started to really kind of get an identity, but we lost ourselves for a while, and this kind of reflects that.
Now, I don't know how intentional this is, because if I'm right, the sketch came out in 2015, and that's pretty much why we have like the 5 years built into everything. Where it's going.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
That's probably the logical reason, but I do wonder if the years were specifically chosen. Where okay, you have 2015 as your starting place, which again you could always change if you really wanted to. You go back to 95, kind of right in the middle, smack dab in the middle of the 90s, just kind of in the smack dab and very much kind of the media judgmental age of kind of the 90s. And then we get to 2005, where again, it's a little after certain events. You know, it's like right in the middle of certain events, and that's kind of the thing. Just, again, if this whole sketch is about transitional decades, and 5 is kind of a transitional number, but it's the midway point. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, so we have Ross yet again leading off the scene, pretty much like same scene progresses, but in different. That's kind of the Back to the Future effect. Marty goes in the diner, and then he's chased out of it. Whatever. That's sort of set up here. Where basically Ross is on the phone on his flip phone, I believe. Just saying like, dude, yeah, there's a party. Come on over. So it's very
Then,
post 9/11. We should mention.
yes. Then Sagar enters. He's trying to act casual. He's kind of loosening up his collar, and he is greeted by just a flat out scream.
They all, God, it's just everything stops dead.
No, not everything stops, Dragon. One person in particular does not stop.
Well, what I mean is everything stops before the panic sets in. Everything stops, and then just screams and Poncio running away.
That's just such a beautiful setup.
It is, and it's so sadly tragic, the paranoid times that regrettably sometimes we find ourselves in now, which is just even sadder. But the fact of the matter is, Poncio, he barrels out the door, like he's around, and lost, he re-enters the room, and his hands are up. Oh God. Oh God, sorry. He raises his hand.
Poor Sagar, man, he's just like looking back and forth, just like, all he wants to do is like join these stupid people in a party.
And this is where I think we have the meta thing. This is Sagar, I think, saying something with the writing here. Like, this is what he experienced in the casting offices. This is what the way you would be seen.
Yeah, totally.
This is the way at a certain time you'd be seen, and it's just it's not right. And it's really disability here because then we have the POV of the suicide bomber, which oh God, he has the backwards hat, which does not do him any favors here because it basically communicates anyone who's looking at these. So the real Sagar has a backwards hat. Which basically looks like you don't have the front of a hat. So, which then we go to he has like a do rag and like it basically has like he's a head wrapping and he has this detonator, which is with a very insensitive music and the whole thing playing. It's like very bad portrayal.
But then, Dragon, I just want to point out this is not racist. It's making fun of racism.
It is.
And there's a key difference there that in these times that we live in, this call out culture, I gotta give respect to JGI for like incorporating something like this because like I'm sorry I hate to keep going back to that Chappelle but that's one of the things I really respected about Chappelle is that he always mined from like, isn't it funny how petty we get at each other based on the color of our skin and like certain aesthetic attributes? Isn't it just ridiculous? Anyways,
absolutely. So then we have some of the great inner monologue gags. Josh Katana, I think, steals it here.
He totally does.
How did he survive after?
How did he survive the plane crashing into the building?
The towers.
But the great thing about that though is that Joshua Thomas, he's not playing it as stupid. He's played it as like genuinely frightened and upset.
Oh God, he is. It's just like, but again, like there's just like not a note of irony within the performance. Like he's not. He's just playing it so much. Like he's playing a guy who really does not see anything wrong with what he's saying here. Like. The guy who's completely in the fear of a crowd. He's just playing fear of a crowd so well.
And then Ross is on his phone and he's like, okay, stay calm, Ross. Stay calm, Ross. He probably doesn't even know you have a phone. He doesn't know it's a phone.
And then we have, which obviously knows it's a phone. It's very obviously a phone. Then we hit the second best
oh my God
piece here with Katie Mary Garland, the lovely Katie Mary Garland, who just, what is her line, Jiggy? Just this girlish scream. It's just like,
But I gotta tell you, like on the inside, Katie is holding it together better than some of the people are.
She is. That she is.
Oh God! Of course, we have the two girls on the side just hugging each other.
And I believe, like, basically in the wall of, kind of the wall of confusion of the whole thing, like saying, "Come on, George W., you're a big hero."
Oh God! Oh I heard the hero thing. I didn't hear the George W. thing. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
George W. Again, it's very post 9/11, very George W.
Oh,
reliant.
George W. Oh man, that
So,
that was a crazy 8 years.
ridiculous tangent. I know we don't get political. I'm not making a political point. I just want to make the very.
You know
so we-
what? Out of all the things we could possibly talk about, this is probably the time to get political.
if I could look, if I can just make a small, like honestly, just like more of a casual observation, I think it's really. Some people are being really charged about this. I can tell you, Ellen hanging out with George W. Bush at like a ball game recently or something, or like a sporting event. They basically were happened to sit next to each other. I think it was like by happenstance. I think it's kind of a cute idea. Like, oh man, I was just kind of hanging out with the next president. Isn't that kind of
fuck it? You know, if we're gonna get political here, let's get political.
I'm getting vaguely political.
Okay, George Bush had terrible policies, but he was a likable, nice guy who admitted his mistakes and knew he was an idiot.
Yeah.
Versus the other guy.
Well, let's not get
talk
that
about.
Exactly. The point being, like, it's like, I think especially after things like like the Josh Brolin performance, I think we look with Bush now a little bit more understanding. Let's say, a little bit more. Well, he's kind of pushed into it, and he's
kind of the Eisner of presidents.
In a sense, he's more like, you know what, this was this was kind of like it was kind of a family thing. It was kind of pressure into doing it. I just kind of needed something to do, and it's I can't. But of course, the whole born again thing. Like, you know what, I want to actually do something nice. He had intent. Yeah, I think he developed good intentions, but let's not.
All right, this is way more political than I feel comfortable with.
Well, that's the thing. You skewed into the. I just wanted to mention.
I know.
I thought it was cute that he and Ellen were kind of like just bumping into each other.
I don't mind that at all. And you're right. People are making an uproar about it. I'm like, whatever, dude.
I think it's like a really off the beaten path celebrity encounter. Like, oh my god, Ellen just ran.
It'd be one thing if Ellen was casually hanging out with the orange one, but
yeah. But anyway, let's not. The point being, any persons that we were referring to do actually share an orange complexion, but that's all we're going to say on that. We're not saying any leanings one way or another. Anyway, so moving on.
All right.
Anyway, point being, clutter of inner monologues aside, what are they looking at?
What are they looking at? And I love how he's like, Dragon, one of my favorite touches is that, I don't know if you notice this, but like when he first walks in, he like confidently adjusts his collar, and in the "what are they looking at" line, he's like nervously and awkwardly adjusting his collar. Again,
conveying a lot with that little gesture there, just conveying the whole, a little uncomfortable around these times.
All right, but then we get to the glorious year of 2015, Dragon.
With the best song choice of the bunch, in my opinion. We have Uptown Funk playing.
Right, that's correct.
Honestly, it's just a catchy song, too, but it's also just like, oh, basically, like, Saagar now enters again, third time being in the charge. He enters with style, with flair, with adulation, man. So Ross is, he's texting on a screen now. At this point, we've gone from the flip phone to the corded phone to the flip phone to the smartphone. Hey, bro, check out this party, man. Yeah.
LOL, lots of chicks.
So again, point being, he's very texty these days. We're kind of showing the lingo of today, like all the text. Yes, lots of chicks. LOL. Okay. Also, selfie. Even in the background, you have like selfie sticks and the whole bunch there. Everyone in the scene is on their phone. Everyone's like looking at a screen. It's a very fun satire. Really, really fun little satire in the background there. So Saagar enters. And the music stops again, but as Ross enters this time, Ross being kind of the voice of the room here.
He is the voice of the room. I love how that's set up.
Ross enters, and there's a stop there, and basically, ushers in the collective love for Saagar now. It's
just like, I love how he takes the picture of Saagar, and we have this great transition to Saagar as basically like just this incredibly handsome model.
Basically, like the coolest hipster ever walked the face.
Right.
What's Tiki? He's wearing suspenders. Cool man in suspenders.
Oh man, I love it. It.
That's what we need to bring. We need to bring back the suspenders, man.
I think we can make it happen. I mean, not us too, but I think us collectively as a society can make it happen.
Yes. Anyway, I'm looking at you, Patrick Fabian. Anyway.
Oh God.
Anyway,
okay. So, what are the inner monologues?
Let's say we have the cool man POVs.
That guy is so effing hot.
says Katie Mary Garland. Then we have Erica Dashfruti. I like to think that's how you pronounce the name. Pretty much how it's spelled. Erica Dashfruti. Anyway, point being, Erica here, she says, "Oh, I wish my boyfriend could grow a beard like that." And
And
then,
then don't we see like Joshua Thomas just
well,
kind of like, no,
one
I'm sorry,
second.
we see someone else just kind of like, um,
There's
no,
an advert. Go on.
I'm sorry, I'm mucking this up. Forget what I'm saying.
Real quick, there's an advert. So this sketch, I don't know if entirely was produced by this on the down low, but obviously they plug it at the end. But Beards of Glories, and at the first watch, I had no idea what Beards of Glory was. I had no idea what it was. I had no idea like the logo is just this similar. Honestly, it's the this is one of the other girls at the party says I think he's from Beards of Glory, which is a plug for essentially the product they're plugging at the end of this, which essentially is Sagar is uses this sort of beard grooming gel, essentially, or beard grooming.
Oh, okay.
Formula. So that's kind of like the whole Beards of
I
Glory.
gotta tell you, Dragon, when I have a beard, and I can grow a pretty good beard, not quite as epic as Sagar. I've never had a Sagar beard, but when I have had, like, let's say, like for my Jim Henson zombie beard that I grew out for my Halloween costume a few years ago, yeah, getting that thing clean and maintained is one of the key elements of a beard. You know, it's like a beard can get dirty very easily.
Yeah, that's why I go for the goatee or the Van Dyke. That's as far as I'm gonna go. The Van Dyke's as far as I could ever dream of going with the beard.
I think a goatee is a solid choice.
Yeah, it worked for Tony Stark.
Anyway.
Anywho, so then we have we have Joshua Thomas with one of the great deliveries. Oh my goodness, I love the delivery on Joshua Thomas. He says, "My beard grows scrappy." If ever there were like a sad droopy dog delivery, it would be "My beard grows scrappy." And of course, let's be honest, we all have imperfections. Joshua Thomas, yeah, kind of a scrappy beard. I mean, we learned this on Heightened episode 2, man. The man grows a scrappy beard. Anywho, then of course McBride goes in for it, man. What does McBride do?
Oh shit! I honestly forget. Sorry.
The beer line, the thing with the beer.
I'm sorry. I don't.
All right.
McBride
comes in for the comedic kill here. Says, I'm not gay, but get another beer in me.
Get another beer in me, and I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I can talk myself into it. Oh boy! So the group walla continues, and now we go to Sagar for the third time. Says, I know exactly what they're staring
I know exactly what they're looking at.
My awesome suspenders. No, he doesn't say that, but.
Oh my god!
No. But obviously they're looking at the beer. It's great. All right.
He goes in. The girls just kind of circle him, like, "Hey," and yeah, we get that plug for Evolution of Beer, brought to you by Beards of Glory. www.beardsofgloryus.com.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell you, just logo alone, that product kind of has me sold, because that's essentially what I don't know if it was a sheer coincidence or what, but of course, Beards of Glory, it has a logo pretty much like what the main image here. But of course, this main image here is identical to Sagar, so it's a little hard to tell which with the.
I am willing to bet that the main image was the Beards of Glory logo, and it just they lucked out in making it just look remarkably like Sagar.
It's kind of like a chicken before the egg sort of thing.
Right.
Sagar come before Evolution.
Maybe, do we know, like, maybe Beards of Glory is Sagar's company?
I like to think so. All I know right now is Sagar's involved in, just to plug it here while we're talking about plugs. I mean, Sagar right now is he's doing the Get Brown.
Dragon, I'd like to think in my own head canon that's what Sagar's doing on the side.
I'd love to think it too. I tried looking it up, but I couldn't find out if he was directly involved in that or not. I tried, but I didn't get anywhere with it. My point is, like, Sagar right now is doing stuff like he's doing the Bollywood Boys podcast.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that.
He's doing that, and he's doing and he has the new improv group, from the UCB gang. With I believe what is it? The South Asian, the all South Asian players. The Get Brown. That's what it's called.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Anyway.
All right. So Sagar, we see him like, I know what you're looking at. That subscribe button.
Yeah.
Come on. Just go ahead and click it.
And then
I
we get
gotta
the
tell you, Dragon, it's no upside down Poncio, but it's a pretty funny subscriber gag.
It is, but funny you should mention upside down Poncio. So we get a scene that didn't quite make the final cut, but we got it in there anyway.
No, I honestly think it's intentional. Like, I think this whole thing, like, if I were to guess, Dragon, I would intentionally, if I was editing this thing, I'd totally place this at the end. Like, I don't view it as a deleted scene.
I guess you're right.
I think it's a great kind of like cap. It's a great stinger. It's a setup and then a late payoff.
All right, so tell them what that payoff is.
Okay, so the payoff is in the 2005 scene. We saw Poncio running as soon as he saw the bearded man, and now we see Poncio just still running back in 2005, and he's just like, "Oh God, where are my keys? Oh God!"
He stumbles and says, "What's the number for 911?"
Yes.
Oh God, yes, just hysterical. Again, holding the mirror up to society in the right ways there. Yep.
So honestly, Dragon, I don't think this is one of those Just Giggle It sketches that's going to have like a million quotes and just I think it's one of the more refined and sophisticated Just Giggle It sketches. That's how I would define it. Like, it's not quite a laugh a minute riot sort of deal, but it's very, very smart satire mixed with a great, a great concept and execution by Saagar himself with the writing, the directing, and the performance. And it just really comes together, man. And even the logo is very recognizable and marketable. So yeah, this is one of my favorites, Dragon. And like I said, it does stick out because it was one of those early day sketches that I just kind of discovered through the algorithm before I was even kind of following Just Giggle It or really knew who they were.
Yeah, for me, very smart sketch about how we basically about how people judge on appearance and kind of the evolution of look and taste. It's definitely got a rule of three structure working in its benefit. It's very much JJ at the height of its editing and sound choices. Again, overall, this thing is such a it's well constructed in every conceivable way, man. It's just so well done. It is. It's one of their top tier sketches. I'd say. I don't know. I'd say it's the best sketch ever, but it's up there, man. It is. And of course, it has this great kind of meta. It's really kind of sweet meta journey to it here. Where again, the beard was the gateway for Saagar's becoming of who he is. Really kind of becoming his best self in a sense. I mean, I can't say his best self because I don't know the guy personally. But I'm saying based on the work here,
we're kind of biopicking here right now.
Yeah, we're kind of biopicking, but seriously, again, this allowed him to really fully come out of his shell and just kind of be like, Saagar eventually become the writer and director of this sketch. I mean, he obviously cared about this story, man. Again, I don't think it's extrapolating too much to say that he is saying something about himself within the sketch. And about his experience and everything.
I'm sure it's very autobiographical.
Yeah.
I don't know about the homeless part in 1995. I don't know if that's autobiographical, but
well, again, that's how people might have seen him. Which again, I don't know.
Well, I'm saying in 1995, I doubt he had a beard.
Right. That's yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. Point being, it's basically the story about a man donning. It's kind of it's the longer story, like a man donning a symbol to wear on his face. I'm going to wear this on my face and by my own choice, so deal with it. And that's kind of the story of Saagar, man.
I shall now don the symbol of a beard.
Essentially, it's like the beard crashed through the glass, and he's, I'm going to wear this beard.
Just like start off in a fake beard without a face.
One could say, or again, or maybe it start off as a fake beard, like someone just like, I don't want the guy coming from a costume party. I don't need this pirate beard anymore. He's tossed through the window, and he puts it on until he grows like his real. Like, again, it's like that's the proto beard. That's the
okay. Now we're really getting into like crazy biopic.
I warned them at the start. We were going to be talking about facial hair throughout this whole thing. All right, so they knew the risk. No, but in all seriousness, though, again, it's about a guy donning a symbol, which again ends up being a beard on his face, and basically, I look this way, so deal with it. And at times, kind of caught up with him on that.
Yeah.
All All right, well that does it for this reach into the Just Giggle grab bag. Next reach again will probably be a lot more Harley Quinn the Joker versus the real world related, which also a little call out here as we wrap up the Saga of Saagar. Saga appears in episode 4 of Harley Quinn the Joker versus the real world. He's the guy at the party looking at Harley Quinn.
Nice. We'll definitely have to point that out when we get to that. All right.
Anywho, so that does it. The saga is over, my friend. We've finished our quota of Saga sketches. How do you feel?
Honestly, Dragon, I feel a little bit melancholy because this is something that has been in the works for a long time, and it's just kind of like it's over. And this is a very satisfying landing point, and I'm very happy with it. But I don't know, it's just like Saga is kind of like a lovable, fascinating character to explore. So, we're gonna kind of have to stretch our wings to explore more stuff like this in the future because this was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. All right, folks. So those are for now until the next exciting reach into the Just Giggle grab bag.
We don't have any change!